This is His Post on the network service of NTA, Africa's largest television network. It's time for our education segment, but before then, let's go on this short break. We'll be right back. This is His Post on the network service of NTA, Africa's largest television network. Warm welcome to our education segment, and I have with me a parent. She's into different businesses, and also a coach, in quotes, a coach of that game, GOL, the game of love and friendship, golf. I have with me Olumideeguntola Sanusi. You are welcome to Sports.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Ojide.
Okay, our focus today is about the general role of parents in making of champions. So, in your own take, what do you think are the general roles of parents when we want to make champions, especially in the game of golf?
Okay, let me say that as parents, our role is to nurture them, is to support their dreams, and to follow up, push them. Sometimes they are tired, but if your goal is to see them excel in their sport, then you have to do the needful. You have to give them all the support, the nutrition, the nourishment, and all to push them to the best, especially if they want to make sport a career.
You mentioned some nutrients, giving them the right nutrition.
As a parent who is especially training a child to go far in the game of sports, be it swimming, be it golf, like in the case of my son, then you have to make sure that you are intentional about what you give them. You could try and cut off some of the fizzy drinks and then replace with Zobo, replace with Tiger Nut drink, just a few times substitute here and there, because especially for the game of golf where they play 18 holes, you have to be physically fit to really play the game.
All right, your personal experience, your son, I know your daughter is also is upcoming, growing the game of golf, but for your son, what is your personal experience with raising him?
He started by sitting by his father to watch the game of golf. The father also plays golf, so I think it's a bit easy for us. He grew up watching it, and by age 4 going on 5, we introduced him to the course. So when he got to the course, he fell in love with the clubs, and he started to play. So,
all right, watching him play, how do you feel at time?
It's quite interesting because sometimes you think you know it until you handle a club. So when I see him win, I'm always happy. And having to wake up early at times, 6:30, so that he can meet up with his game time, with competitions, you have to drive them to far places to compete. I think it has really motivated me to always keep to time, and because I want to support him, I'll do whatever I can to push him to the best.
Okay, how do you balance it? You mentioned going to far distances to play golf. How do you balance it? There are school runs which everybody knows that it's not easy. So how do you balance school runs at the same time you also want to do golf runs?
Well, because my son has shown particular interest in the sport, we have agreed, myself and my husband, to sacrifice if we have to give all the necessary support. So sometimes we deprive ourselves of sleep. For example, he's going to play in at our Ibrahim competition. We have to wake up from our place, which is very far away. 5 a.m. we have to leave the house so that he can meet up with his tea time for 6:30 a.m. So it's a personal sacrifice that we have to make to push him, because he really wants to go far in golf. He wants to play golf professionally, and we are going to support him all the way.
Okay, you keep mentioning your husband. What if you have an husband that doesn't like sport?
If the husband doesn't support sports per se, and the woman loves, like in my case, I love sports, I want to support my child, especially if the child has shown interest in sport. Remember, sport is not just for career sake. It keeps them fit, it makes them healthy. So one way or the other, you have to find the way to explain to the man. And you could go solo when the man sees the dividends, like the trophies, and seeing their son here and there once in a while on TV. I think he will come on board.
Okay, that's great. So in your own case, what are your targets?
What we want is not to put him under any pressure at all. We want him to do well. We want to support him without necessarily pushing too hard. So he is already meeting some of the targets. He has a few trophies already, 2 or 3. So, and the goal is to push him to the PGA. Nigeria, I think, has not been on that map yet. So if we can get him to that level, I think we're good. So,
that's interesting. So some parents see sports generally as a distraction.
Surprised that sports, especially golf, is a game of integrity. So it will teach them morals. It will teach them to be honest. It will also help their academics, because it is a game that is mentally, you need to be mentally upright to play golf. You have to be focused. So if you can focus in golf, you will focus in your academics. So the balance is just maybe when they are going for long distance games, competitions, we have to take permission from the school. They find a way to brush him back up. Whatever he misses, we are going to push him to cover up. He's the one doing the job. All we do is support.
Supporting
so
him.
He has won trophies. He has been able to build friendship with people all over the world. He has a friend I met through golf, Shashrik, who is Indian. He's able to go to different places, explore. So our target really is for him to be the best at this game. Maybe represent Lagos and then Nigeria, put Nigeria on the map. We want him to excel, but we are not pushing him. He has won trophies and he's going to win more. You know, it's all about categories. He has won the 4 to 6 category. He has won the 7 to 8 category once or twice. He has come second in some places. So we're not putting too much pressure. We just want him to enjoy the game. When he enjoys the game, he's going to win and he's going to give more trophies, which is one of the things we are putting on as a target. And at the end of the day, put Nigeria and Lagos on the map. They play with different people living in Nigeria, different people from different states. Awa Ibrahim is a competition that cuts across African countries. We have people from Ghana coming. So should he win such a tournament, I'm sure that he's going to be able to place Lagos, Nigeria and his father's state on the map.
Okay, ma, your advice generally for parents in terms of allowing their children to play golf or doing sports or do sports generally?
Well, I'd say please allow children to play sports, whether it is for fun, whether it's for a career, whether it is just for doing sake. You'll be surprised that when they're playing for fun, then they develop interest. Don't limit them to one sport. I don't limit my children to one sport. My son swims. He plays badminton once in a while. He plays squash once in a while. But golf is where he has chosen to shine. Golf is his preference. So when you allow them do multiple sports, you see with one they like, and then you can channel them more in that light, and they will be healthier for it.
All right. What do you think Nigeria can do generally to produce the like of probably
Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods.
First is catch them young. When kids start from a young age, they develop the interest. You're not going to force them. They'll grow with it naturally. And when they grow naturally, it makes it easy. So we want golfers and government personally to make sure that they produce more golf courses. Most golf courses are personal, or how do you say, privatized. They are privately owned. So you have to make a subscription. You have to pay. Some children may love to play sports. Their talent may be playing sport. Golf especially is an expensive sport. I can't lie to you. The price you buy your golf bag, the kids' golf bag, golf shoes, you have to buy their apparel. You cannot dress anyhow in golf. So it takes dedication. It takes money, I must say. It takes sacrifice. So if government comes in, maybe just organizes training in schools randomly. You see the good ones, you place them on scholarship, you provide these bags, you provide balls, you give them the enabling environment, which is the golf courses. Maybe you could have 1 or 2 government-owned courses and maybe sports club generally. I'm sure that this will encourage more children to come in and then help Nigeria.
Okay, and finally from me, you said that you cannot dress anyhow in golf. So yes, what are other things golf teaches golfers or children generally? Golf
is a game of honesty. I've said it. You know, you have your card, you record your marks. You cannot even cheat on the golf course by maybe moving your ball a few inches back or forward. So it teaches them honesty. It teaches them to be dedicated. When you want to play or tee off at 6:30 a.m., you must be there at 6:30 a.m. If you leave or miss that time, then you may not play again. So it teaches them punctuality. It teaches them honesty. Like I said, it also teaches them to be healthy, because you're playing 18 holes and the minimum you can spend is 4 to 5 hours. So from childhood, and the children are playing this, it strengthens them. It's not easy. Even adults pant when they play 18 holes, I'm sure.
Bangbade Sanusi, thank you for coming on Sports Free. We do appreciate all your contribution, and we do appreciate all your advices to parents. Thank you once again for coming on Sports Free.
Thank you for having me.
And that is Bangbade Sanusi Oyindamola, a parent and also a coaching coach of the game of golf. And some of our submission is that government also needs to build facilities that's going to encourage more children to come into golf, so that we can actually develop the game. And aside that, golf teaches honesty and it's discipline. Don't dress anyhow in golf. All these tenets are what we Nigerians need to also build this country to be a great country among the best in the world. That is our educational segment. Sports Free will return after this time out.